When I get down off this picnic table, I'm standing on top of a picnic table, and I'm going to jump down about 5 feet.
But if City Council decides to make it a reality, they're going to have to decide a couple of things.
It's also swimming,
Lots of waves,
boxing.
chest up.
There's nothing like a popsicle, and here's where the vendor is. And I was talking to Lisa Pixley earlier, and she was kind of explaining to me what makes these popsicles so special. Lisa, why do you pay $3 for these popsicles?
Because he's an artist of popsicles.
But snow removal is held up as one of the bulldozers slips into a ditch. Ironic and a sign of just how treacherous
the recovery team picked the turkeys up one by one and put them back in their cages. Meanwhile, traffic.
When an 18-year-old came out the doors of the new Halloween Express here in Charlottesville, he never expected to be in this position. He's now having to admit that he shoplifted here. But as funny as Bert may seem, it's no laughing matter to anyone. Despite the surveillance cameras at Halloween Express, Bert, as we call him now, had the audacity to walk up to the counter, grab a pair of fangs, and then walk off with them.
He walked off, he was looking at merchandise, he kept looking at the fangs and stuff here, and then he sat there. Once he got to this corner he slid them into his pocket and walked on around the corner.
Bert, the store owner, and the police agreed to let them settle the shoplifting by having the 18-year-old hold the sign for a total of 6 hours split into 2 days without prosecution, making him not guilty of anything legally yet. So what happens if he doesn't show up Saturday?
If he don't show up Saturday, I'll file charges.
We spoke exclusively with so-called Bert. The store owner was gracious enough to leave his identity under costume, since a petty theft charge could probably ruin his career ambitions.
I think that it's actually a good deal. It is very generous of the owner to let me be able to do this instead of sending me to jail and sending me to court, and I am grateful for that.
It could mess the rest of his life up. 18 years old, you go to get another job, it shows that you got caught shoplifting. No one wants somebody to work for him that has a criminal background. So I thought it'd be nice to get the word out that, hey, we may be seasonal, but we do stand to our ground. If you want to shoplift, we're going to take care of it.
Not a bad deal, say shoppers, who agree Bert getting busted and having it paid off this way is kind of humorous. Serves a purpose and doesn't cost the public a nickel.
I'd much rather wear a costume in exchange for having charges pressed against me.
If he gets a little bit of embarrassment out of it, so be it, and maybe he'll learn a better lesson from it.
That leaves some of the more serious types laughing at Bert. As the Sesame Street character stands alone out in front of this tough anti-shoplifting seasonal store, but with only 4 more hours to go, he sends out this message to all the little ones who may be watching.
Don't shoplift. It's not worth it.
In Charlottesville,
The armed robbery happened at this BB&T earlier today, and within minutes of a call to the police, authorities say they had their suspect in custody. The call came in just before 11 o'clock this morning that a man with a gun demanded cash from a teller.
The teller stated that a male walked into the store wielding a gun, demanded money. The teller complied.
The suspect left on foot with an undisclosed amount of money and headed for Fashion Square Mall. He took off through the woods next to the bank. Police spotted the suspect coming out of the woods, and he didn't make it very far. They caught up with him in the Fashion Square Mall parking lot.
About 2 minutes after we received the call, officers were on location, and that's when the short pursuit ensued.
No one was injured in the bank robbery. Police say this Chrysler is the suspect's car parked in the JCPenney parking lot. They found the man, who has not been identified, with the cash and the gun. He's been arrested and is being interviewed by investigators. Albemarle County Police believe that this suspect acted alone. They were gathering information and evidence from inside the bank earlier today, but as of now, the BB&T Bank is back open. In Albemarle County, Liz Palka. It's Thursday at Our Lady of the Angels Monastery in Crozet. The sisters are not in their religious habits. They're in work clothes and rubber boots. Today, they make cheese.
But it's our tradition to earn our own living, to be like the rest of the world, earn your bread.
They do that by making Gouda cheese, 600 pounds per week, 20,000 pounds per year. And they've been doing it a while.
20 years this year, this anniversary year.
Cheese-making day starts at 4:15 in the morning. The sisters pasteurize the milk and transfer it to an open vat in the cheese barn. That's when another shift of sisters come in to turn the milk into cheese.
But this brings us all together, and so it makes it a really fun day for us.
After about 4 days of work, this is the result. 2 pounds of monastery country cheese. It will sit here on these shelves until it's sold.
Most of it goes out during the month of November and December, and a lot of it goes out as gifts.
They've become fond of their own cheese through the years.
Tell people we are our own best customers.
Before I came here, I was never really a cheese lover. Since I've come here, I've sort of had a major conversion in the cheese area.
For the Catholic sisters of the Cistercian order, they enjoy the physical work. They say it provides balance to their life of worship, and the Gouda helps them to serve others in more ways than one.
It's not the all-important thing. The important thing is this life of prayer that we're here for. The cheese making is just to support that and to enable us to give alms to people who are in need.
Sister Barbara says they put a lot of hard work into their cheese, but in the end, there is one thing that makes this Gouda different than any other cheese.
I think the secret ingredient is love. We put a lot of love into everything we do, so there's a lot of love in each little cheese along with nourishment.
This cheese is a way the sisters support themselves, letting them live their lives here at Our Lady of Angels Monastery, and at the same time sharing this love with people everywhere. In Albemarle County.